You're coming home with me. I'm really sick of reading this. A teeny tiny perfectionist. A few cute little stickers. And I'm still not convinced that I literally made an ebook at one point and it was self-published. It's just not doing what it needs to do. I have things to say and I am immediately gonna go and buy the next book. Hello, sweet friends. Welcome back to another video. I am going to take you through all of the books that I'm reading and do a bit of a reading vlog. That's the plan. It is currently the 12th of January and I've read one book this month. I'm really starting 2025 with a bang. I'm halfway through many books, I will say, and this is one of them. So this is what I'm currently reading, When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. And I think the issue is that I'm just not quite enjoying this one. And I don't know about you guys, but this is a chunky book. I'm just really struggling. And I think the issue is I went into this with such high expectations. I absolutely loved how much detail there was in this book. Like there's a glossary, there's a map, there's a family tree. Like there's so many fun elements of this book. And I just feel like a lot of it, I'm just kind of like guessing what's happened. Not guessing, but like I'm really trying hard to figure out what's happening. But it's all very elusive and not in a good way. More in a way of like, oh, did I miss something? So I'm gonna keep reading it. And I'm hoping it's going to get better. I'm just going to finish it. Like, I'm not going to DNF this book because I've heard it just gets really, really good. But, I mean, I'm up to page 336. I'm definitely well over halfway. And it hasn't gotten good yet. So, obviously, it's not going to be a very highly rated book. It's definitely not a 5-star. It's not bad, but I'm just like, what is going to happen? Like, they're going to need to start explaining. They've got a lot of explaining to do and not much time left to explain. So I'm just going to keep reading this for a bit and hopefully I can smash out a bunch today because I just really want to start something new. I'm really sick of reading this. And it's meant to be about dragons and there's just like not a lot of dragon stuff going on at the moment. Guys, I just got to chapter, there's no chapter because it's a diary entry, page 485, and I fucking called it. I knew this family tree was lying about something and keeping secrets from me. I knew it. Fucking called it from the start. Anyway, I need to see how this book ends now because like, it's not predictable, but it was a little bit predictable because I called it from the start and I thought it was just like a glitch in, or like what's the word? Like an oversight in the family tree, but it wasn't. It makes sense now. Everything adds up. So I've got about 60 pages left of this book and I'm still not convinced and I don't want to DNF it because look how much I've read. Like I can't just like not finish it, but I'm really not enjoying it. I also found out the other day that it's not a standalone book. It's actually part of a series, which I don't know if I'll keep reading because I'm just so dissatisfied with how this one's going so far. I don't know. I don't know if I'm just being really judgy, but it's just not doing what it needs to do. Okay, I finished it and I have things to say. When do I not have things to say? They definitely left it on an interesting note, I will say that. I'm intrigued, but I still don't know if I want to continue the series because it just took me so long to read and I think that made it lose a little bit of enjoyment for me. Like tell me why fantasy books now feel like they have to be at least 500 pages long. Like this is 540 and I just feel like, I understand like you have to set up a series and you've got to set up the world and everything like that. Do we really need 500 pages and not a lot to happen? I just feel like they could have cut it a little bit. I am intrigued. I might pick up the next one depending on when it comes out. I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a similar thing to Fourth Wing and Iron Flame where I say I'm going to pick it up and then I never pick up Iron Flame and then the new one will come out and then I'm not prepared. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna settle on a 2.5 star for this one because it wasn't the worst book I ever read. It just wasn't the best. It was straight down the middle average. And for a first book in a series, I expected more. It had such a good premise too. And the world was very interesting. I just feel like the first 50 pages was great and the last 50 pages was great. I don't know what they did with the middle. So I've really got less than 100 pages left of She's on the Money, so I could continue that, but I think I do want to read a silly little romance. I feel like I've read like so much fantasy and I'm a bit over fantasy at the moment. So come over to my bookshelf, I'll show you what I have to work with. It's a bit dark, but basically all of the books here and then all of these I haven't read yet. Put this away. I feel like this really deserves to go. Books I could read just for the summer. I've heard this makes a lot of people cry and I don't know if I'm in the mood to cry yet. I could also read Daisy Hates. I've seen a lot of TikToks lately that made me really excited to actually pick this one up, and I've had this book for over a year now. I bought this at the start of last year and I still haven't read it, and I read the first one. I didn't mind it. I think that was the issue. I didn't have any strong feelings towards the first one, so these are all just a bit too much for me at the moment, and I don't think I feel like reading any of that. Beautiful. Okay, I actually think I'm going to read Daisy Hates. We're going to go with this one. Wish me luck. I hope it's a good choice. Guys, I finished Daisy Hates. I cannot say enough good words about this book. Like, it was so good, and I don't even know what was so good about it. I fell in love with the characters so much more than Magnolia Parks. I don't know what it was about Magnolia Parks, but I think I gave it like a 3-star. Whereas this is like a 5-star read. I can't believe I held off reading it for so long. This one basically follows Daisy Hates, who's a character that appears in the first book, and she is essentially the sister of one of the biggest gang lords in London. So her life is just full of trying not to get killed. So her life is basically just trying not to get killed and assassinated, essentially. Can't relate, but you know. And she falls in love with a guy, but that guy happens to be in love with Magnolia Parks, which is not a spoiler if you've read the first book. And it's just so good. It's so good, and it ends so well. Like, the way that they've wrapped up the ending, or like got to the climax of the story, it was blowing my mind. And I was just like really enjoying reading it. As in, I know you should enjoy the books that you read, but like, sometimes I'm reading a book and I'm trying to get to the end to say that I've finished the book. But this one I was just enjoying reading so much that I was reading it really slowly and just really taking it in. And I am immediately going to go and buy the next book. There's 5 books out at the moment. Books 1, 3, and 5 are based on Magnolia Parks, and books 2 and 4 are based on Daisy Hates. I believe there's going to be a third Daisy Hates book as well, but essentially the first 2 books are in tandem, so they're occurring at the same time. But the first book is based on Magnolia Parks and the second book is based on Daisy Hates. And then the third and the fourth book are similar in that they are tandem. First book Magnolia Parks, second book Daisy Hates. So I believe the fourth and the fifth operate in the same way. And it's just so good because, especially if you're reading the books quite a bit apart, it's almost like a refresher on what happened in the book before, but from someone else's perspective, which is really, really cool. So definitely recommend. It's also, you guys know I love when a book does something fun and different in terms of like the prose or how it's laid out. There's like text message scenes, which I really liked. They're a bit confusing at times. Like sometimes I didn't know who was saying what, like who was the to and who was the from. But I think it definitely did add to the story a little bit. And then there's also like little footnotes at the bottom of the book there. that give more context to what she's talking about in the story. Even though like she could just say an extra sentence after the points that she's saying in the prose, she then gives you a little footnote just to give you her like innermost thoughts about the subject matter. And that was just super fun for something a bit different. It kept the story super interesting. Every page was interesting. I just really loved it. So 5 stars for this one. Ow, I just scratched my face. Yep, 5 stars for this one. And I don't know what I'm going to read next because I'm halfway between Iron Flame. Not even halfway, let's be real. I'm about 250 pages into Iron Flame. And I bought Onyx Storm, as you would have seen at the start of this video. So I need to finish Iron Flame. So I think I'm going to just commit and do that. I don't know what it is about that book, but it just does not call to me to read. And I've had it for literally over a year now and I still haven't read it. So we're gonna do it. We're just gonna finish it before the end of the month. It is now the 30th of January. So I'm gonna smash it out. We're gonna get it done. I believe in myself and we're very much into manifesting on this channel, and we are manifesting that I'm gonna finish Iron Flame. So you heard it here first. So I've just been doing a bit of editing this morning, and I remembered yesterday, I don't know, I was having a conversation with one of my friends at work, and we were talking about like entrepreneurship and the things that we've done to like start businesses and things in the past, and like making your own products and things like that. And it jogged my memory that I literally made an ebook at one point, and it was self-published. So this ebook was basically a hormone healing ebook from the perspective of a naturopath. So I have a Bachelor of Health Science, and I don't really use it anymore. Like I was practicing being a naturopath and like a nutritionist, and I just didn't really feel like seeing clients one-on-one. Like I enjoyed that. So I ended up pivoting my career, which is totally fine, but I was reading through this ebook that I made, and it's got so many really good points that I literally use to this day. And I've got some good recipes in there and everything like that. Like, it's a really good starting point if you're someone who is struggling with their hormones, or you're getting all these weird symptoms, like you've got low energy, weight gain, low mood, all of those kinds of things, because your hormones are so interconnected with everything else in your body, including like your gut health, your stress levels, your detoxification, like everything is all linked. So yeah, I don't know if you guys are interested in that. It's kind of book related, I guess, but Tank, what are you doing? But the link is in my description if you guys are interested. I've literally made it so cheap because I just wanted it super affordable for like the day-to-day person. It's about $10, I think, on Amazon. So yeah, if you guys are interested or you just want some new recipes, feel free to check it out. Do you see what I mean? Like it's not focusing. Maybe it is. Hey guys, so it's now Friday and I'm about to end this vlog off, but I just went to Officeworks and got a bunch of stuff to start scrapbooking. So I thought I'd give you a little haul while we're here. I've got a few little things. So this is the scrapbook that I ended up going with. It's just a blank paged notebook, 200 pages, and I like the color, so I got that. Got a bunch of things to start scrapbooking with. So I got a glue tape, which I thought would be a little bit easier than using like a glue stick, colored paper, just like plain squares of colored paper to like frame photos and stuff like that with, or to cut out to do titles and things. And then I got some patterned ones as well. How cute are these little patterns? I really like these little ones. They're quite cute. Oh, they've got little checkered ones as well. Love that. And then I really enjoy, how stunning is that? I'm so excited to use it. I also got an envelope. I actually just went to the reject shop and asked if I could just have an envelope. I was willing to buy a card to get the envelope. And she was like, just take it, the card's $1. And I was like, okay, if you're sure. But I wanted like a cute little colored one because I'm going to write a letter to my 2026 self. It's going to be obviously from the perspective of now. And then I can open it at the start of 2026. And I think that's going to be so fun just to see what my life is doing and my perspectives on things. And I think it's just going to be a really lovely little thing to have to look back on. I printed a bunch of like backgrounds and things like that, just so I can add those as well. So I've got a lot of different options because I don't have a printer at home. I also printed a few cute little stickers, so I can just cut them out. Obviously they're not actual stickers, but I can put them on different pages. I've got some shells. I got a bunch of different ones, which I thought would be really fun. And then I printed a bunch of these like friendship bracelet bead images. so I can do little words and things like that, just to make it a bit more interesting. Yeah, I tried to do a journal last year. I didn't really get very far. Like, I think I did it for a couple of months and then I kind of didn't know what to do. I wasn't feeling super inspired. So I'm hoping this year I feel a bit more inspired and I can be a bit more consistent with it and just kind of have fun with it. I was just taking it a bit too seriously last year because I'm a teeny tiny perfectionist, and yeah, I stopped enjoying doing it. But I'm really excited to start this year, and I've got a fresh journal. And yeah, so I might include some journal content coming up as well, which will be good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did like it, let me know in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I would love it if you did that. And let me know what else you'd like to see, and I'll see you guys for my next video.